I'm James Blake, and you're about to go beyond the baseline.
It's Wednesday, September 9th, day 10 of the 2015 U.S. Open. Live from outside of Arthur Ashe Stadium, this is Beyond the Baseline, presented by Westin. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Julie Alexandria alongside Tim Morehouse. We've got an awesome show ready for you guys. And you know, the playing field is dwindling as we near the finish line. Some really big names being knocked out of the quarterfinals last night. We've got Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, done, Feliciano Lopez, and of course, Venus Williams losing to her sister Serena under the lights of Ashe last night. And today, our very first rain delay.
I know, it's been so hot here, amazing weather, but it's kind of expecting a little bad weather, so we got some, but so far it's holding up right now. Hopefully it won't delay us tonight. And by the way, just to say that Williams match last night, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Incredible. Of course, that was our first day of the quarterfinals, and today is day 2. Yesterday, unbelievable matches. Williams, Djokovic having to go late into the night to take out Lopez. And today, not letting us down either. We've got some great matches. Let's head over to our changeover. First up, the 5th seed, Petra Kvitova, facing off. Out supporting her, and she is on to the semifinals.
Well, the women's quarterfinals wrapped up with last year's quarterfinalist Victoria Azarenka taking on the number 2 seed Simona Halep. Now, this was one of those matches, Tim, that was affected by the rain delay today. Play resumed at 5:35 p.m. Eastern, and this match was certainly affected. Halep defeats Azarenka 6-3, 4-6, 6-4, and then moves on to the semifinals to go up against Panetta.
I thought it was one of those matches where the weather maybe did have an impact. Azarenka wins that second set, then there's a rain delay. Halep able to maybe gather herself, comes back and wins that third set. So, that weather delay can really play out when you're winning. You don't want anything to interrupt that momentum. Mm-hmm. And of course, also impacted by the weather, number 5, Stan Wawrinka playing Kevin Anderson, who recently took out Andy Murray, and they actually had to move the match over to Armstrong. It was an interesting scene here at the Open with 10,000 people moving from Arthur Ashe over to Armstrong, and they are underway right now. And Wawrinka is winning 4-3 in the first set, so we'll keep you updated on that throughout the show.
Yeah, you're right. The fans were moving in droves. And you know who else was moving in droves last night? The stars. Everyone came out to check out Venus and Serena. Oprah and Gayle King taking it in. Kim Kardashian, Miss Kimmy K. And her younger sister, Kendall Jenner, supermodel that she is, looking gorgeous, as is Ansari, funny man. And the Donald, you're fired, Donald Trump. And it's Joe Jonas and his new friend Gigi Hadid and Broadway star Alan Cumming. Cheers to you, sir. And Rick Fox. Looking good. Everybody coming out and looking awesome.
White in the beard. By the way, Kim Kardashian last night, a guest of Serena Williams. They were spotted having dinner in New York this weekend, so some new besties on the scene here.
They're like this, apparently.
I know. We need a tennis bestie who can really hook us up with some
Who do you want to be your tennis best friend?
I would go with Venus. I would like Venus Williams, yeah.
She would kick your butt, you know that, right?
She would kick my butt, but we would be there and support her all the way as her bestie. So.
All right. Well, we have a jam-packed show for you guys. So much good stuff. Tim gets a chance to talk to a ball boy, or is it a ball person? I don't know exactly, but we find out. We're going to find out. Tim gets a chance to talk to the ball boy or ball man. And he and I also got a chance to check out the Amex fan experience here at the U.S. Open. And I will say some competition, friendly that it was, did go down between the two of us. But first, veteran broadcaster Al Trautwig chats with us on his take on the competition so far, plus his predictions. He is today's Open Insider.
Of course, Gasquet and Federer playing tonight here at the Open. Any predictions on that matchup tonight?
I think Federer is going to win the U.S. Open. He's, to me, the sharpest. He's got the most to gain. He's clearly on a mission to prove that he's not done. And I can't really say that about anybody else.
Are we headed for a Djokovic-Federer finals, you think?
I think Djokovic has to get out of his funk a little bit. He's played back-to-back matches now where something's up. He's missing intensity. He's not making shots that he normally makes. He seems vulnerable to me.
And of course, all eyes last night on Venus and Serena playing here at the Open. Just wondering what your thoughts are compared. These guys, the two of them have played a lot. How did that matchup last night compare for you?
Well, during the match, I just wondered where would women's tennis be without those two?
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness. I mean, who on earth could have created last night? There is nobody. It's them, and that's it. And Serena has no rival, really, to me. If she's on her game, she's going to win, except maybe her sister. And I thought it was great theater. I mean, it was a quarterfinal match. My God, it felt like the final.
Yeah. Do you think there was an extra intensity last night? There seemed to be so much tension. I was watching it live, and I've seen some of the other matches, but last night just seemed to have a little something extra with everything Serena has on the line here.
Well, from the opening part of the match, when they took a photograph together, Venus looked like she was totally embracing the moment, smiling. Serena looked like, get this over with.
Yeah.
You know, she's under a lot of pressure to do this Grand Slam thing, and millions of people want to do it, and she wants to do it. And she's old enough now, I think, where she can think about her legacy. What does she want people to say about her when she's done? And I think calendar Grand Slam champion has a pretty good ring to her.
Absolutely. I'm just going to wonder, what number U.S. Open is this for you? I know you're covering it for the World Feed for the USTA, but...
Well, I started in '82 when people started having the bright idea that in an event like this, there were a lot of matches that were happening that no one was ever going to be remembering because they weren't on television. And so USA Network was the first one to start doing all these weeknight matches and things like that. So that's when I started. You know, the height of the McEnroe-Connors stuff, it was awesome.
Any favorite U.S. Open memories for you?
Yeah, my first one. My first one was on Armstrong. It was Jimmy Connors and Yvonne Lendl. And I was just there as a fan, but we had covered it on USA. And I remember thinking how cool it is. It starts at 4 o'clock, so it's bright sunshine. But it ends under the lights. There's something very dramatic about that. And Lendl was winning, and Connors decided to go to the bathroom. And it really ticked Lendl off. And then he did it again. And it got to the point where Lendl was so distracted and so ticked off that Connors won the match. And it was just Connors being Connors, but it was, you know, my first taste of the final, and it stuck with me all this time.
You know, might have to take that bathroom tactic that Troutwood was talking about with Connor for the next time we compete. Got to throw you off your game.
Oh,
so.
Nice. Just try it, kiddo. Just try it.
But so great to catch up with Al Troutwig. Of course, he's one of the staples of the Open. He's been covering it since '82, and he's one of those traditions here. Just one of those people that's here every year covering it. And of course, another one of those traditions, the ball boys and ball girls here at the U.S. Open. By the way, the official term, ball person. And we caught up with a veteran ball boy, Mark Mendez. He today is our all-access pass behind the scenes of the guys you see running around the court, catching balls for the veteran players. So Mark, this is your 16th U.S. Open. You started when you were 9 years old. How did you become a ball boy, and what keeps you coming back all these years?
So I started when I was 9 because I grew up playing tennis here, actually. And I used to be running around in the courts. And my pro, Kathy Delaney, is actually in charge of the ball people. And I was young, and I was cute, and I was energetic. And she was like, Mark, you know, you'd be a good ball person. So they put me into the qualifying rounds, which is like the pre-tournament. And, you know, I had a lot of energy out there, and I was kind of young and cute. And they kind of kept me on for the main draw. And things were a little different back then. They let kids under 14 work it. But I've done it every year since. This is my favorite time of year. It's an exciting environment.
She saw your talent and brought you out. Now, it's a family affair as well. Your sister is a ball girl.
Oh, yeah, my younger sister, Alana.
And any other ball girl or boy lineage in the family, or are you guys the first?
No, we're the first. My older sister, she never did it. Just me and my sister, but we have other people, other ball people, family as well. I mean, everyone loves doing it, so their younger kids see their brother or sister doing it, and like, I want to do that also. And that was kind of the same thing with my sister.
Tell me a little about the responsibilities we may not fully realize.
People see us kind of hustling out there, but there's kind of a lot of communication between other ball people that people don't really see. And the players are so like in the heat of the moment, and people think you can just stand there and just kind of toss them balls, but you kind of have to understand like the players' needs individually, because each player likes something a little differently. You're communicating with the lines people because they might say do this, do that. But you just have to be able to hustle even when everyone else is just kind of standing around or sitting in the stands.
Tell me some of the tendencies of like Serena Williams, those guys. What kind of tendencies do they have compared to other people?
Yeah, I mean, so some of the bigger stars, when they're more established, can kind of take some liberties in terms of what they do on the court.
What do they do? Because I see sometimes they'll point or they'll look.
Yeah,
Or what do they do?
Well, so Rafa is always one who I like to use as an example. He has 2 towels, one on each side of the court, which is unusual. Most guys, usually only guys who take towels, but he has one on each side, and he'll make you kind of run both ways to make sure he has his towel covered. He's also really specific about like the bottles and where he puts it down on the court. He'll like find a little like the watermark on the court and make sure it's down there. Serena is pretty serious on the court. She doesn't really, most players won't really interact with you. Serena's just kind of in the zone, won't really talk to you. Most people are just kind of focused on the match. And
have you had any interesting player interactions?
When I was actually younger, basically from like 9, 10, 11, I used to do all of Lindsay Davenport's matches. I was, like I said, I was kind of young and cute, and I started doing one of her matches, and she basically, I kind of started doing all of her other ones. And her last one before she retired, it was during a rain delay here, and she came down and brought me a racket in front of all the other ball kids, and she like tapped me on the shoulder, was like, "Here, Mark, here's my racket." And it was kind of like a starstruck moment. Like all the ball kids were like so jealous and impressed, and here I was like 13 years old, grinning from ear to ear.
That is quite a U.S. Open memory.
That was awesome.
Oh man, I would make a horrible ball person. So much pressure. Mark, you make it look so easy. Thanks so much, and thank you to Tim for that great interview. Here at Beyond the Baseline, we like to keep it chill, but we also like to keep it hot too. Let's check out what's going on the heat index on the social media platforms for the US Open. First up, Snapchat artist at M. Garber. He is taking over the US Open tennis account for today. Follow along, #Snapchat. You can check out his awesome videos. Check out some behind the scenes stuff as well. I'm sure he's got some great sightlines and advantages. And I love this artistic, beautiful, in the shadow snapshot. How gorgeous is that? Simona Halep looking absolutely gorgeous as she goes on to the semifinals to take on Panetta. Stunning picture, love the red too. And guess who these tennis kicks belong to? That would be Victoria Azarenka. Looking absolutely awesome. Cool shoes, I like it. I'm telling you, the shoe game here at the US Open, so hot, so awesome. This is where you bring your A game. You got some cool kicks? Bring them, because you got some hot competition. And this one goes out, Boris Becker. This one goes out to our good friend of the show, Retta. She's the funny woman from Parks and Recreation, and of course, the soon-to-be upcoming Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. She's hilarious, and this was her crush. I asked her who was her favorite pro of all time, and she said Boris Becker. So this one goes out to you, Retta. Mwah. He's a cutie. And rain, of course, descended upon Flushing, Queens. We had a bit of a rain delay today. But here we have the court drying machines. No, it's not a Zamboni. And it's not a John Deere either, but you can ride it as they dry the courts. But play is underway, so they got them dried in time. All right, well, there really is so much going on here at the US Open. You know, there's something here for everybody. You can come here and not even see a single point of tennis, as Tim and I found out when we got to check out the US Open Amex fan experience here. It's one of the great activations they have going on here at the grounds. I mean, this is a place where you can play virtual tennis, you can have a GIF made of you, and you can challenge your friends or your family to some friendly competition. Check it out in this all-access pass.
I'm here with Alana Broderick here at the fan court. There are some pretty impressive kids here playing tennis. What is going on?
Might look like a little crazy now, but we're actually in a segment here at the US Open American Express fan court called Tennis Anywhere, where we're trying to show families that they can play tennis anywhere. You don't necessarily need a court or to play at a facility or at a country club. You can go in your backyard, set up a bicycle, basketball net, anything, and just create fun play environment for you and your kids.
How many kids are going to be coming through here during the US Open?
We've had tons of kids every day. I would say over thousands and thousands coming here, especially when the days are hot. They come in and check out the rest of the fun stuff here at the fan experience. But most of all, for us at the USTA, we want them to come try tennis and fall in love with the game.
And the USTA has a lot of programs, so this is just one part of it. Tell me a little about the USTA programs around the country, how you guys are getting people involved in tennis.
Well, a big part of our programming is youth tennis, especially with 10 and under tennis, trying to get kids when they're young to fall in love with the game, starting with shorter rackets, smaller equipment, smaller courts, so that the game is easier, they're more successful, and most importantly, to stay active and healthy.
And what kind of things do you show the kids when they're first starting out? What are the important things you teach them?
Funny enough,
I think Julie and I need to learn some of those as well.
No, funny enough, a lot of the stuff we teach them is just athletic development skills, hand-eye coordination. They might not even use a racket when they first come out to play, but it's just trying to get them used to moving, getting coordinated, and then eventually get them into handling, ball handling, racket skills.
And did you have a chance to see Julie and I's match earlier?
I did. I was very impressed.
Do we have any hope for our future in tennis?
I think so. We're going to get you guys out here a couple more times, and I think you'll be good to go.
That sounds good. We're looking forward to it, Lana. Thank you so much. Here from the fan court, we're going to go play some more tennis, all right? I got to work on my game. You know, that was so much fun, but losing to 8-year-olds in tennis, not that impressive. Julie and I have a lot to work on the tennis front. But you know, all week long, Julie and I have been talking to tennis players, celebrities, even musicians about what it's like to be on the road, in our On the Road presented by Westin. And today we thought we would turn the spotlight on ourselves here and share some of our tips for being on the road, staying healthy, staying active as you're out there. So Julie, intrepid sports entertainment reporter, what are some of your tips for staying healthy and fit while you're on the road?
You know, for me, it really is all about getting a good night's sleep. It is so important, the best foundation for getting everything that you need to get done during the day, and also staying hydrated. It's really important that you drink a lot of water, because by the time that you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So I always ask my friends, did you drink water today? You have to remember to do so. And sometimes when you're hungry, you're really just thirsty. So it's good for your skin too. Stay hydrated and get lots of rest.
You know, for me, it's all about balance and planning. A lot of people see athletes train 10 hours a day and they think that's what I need to do. And it is extreme when you practice like that. But on the other end, those athletes also do extreme things to balance out that kind of activity. They are sleeping more, they are eating more and more high quality food just to keep themselves in balance. And a lot of that requires planning. I never go throughout the day without kind of thinking about what I'm going to eat. I usually get in trouble if I'm not planned out and unsure of what I'm going to get. So those are my two biggest tips. You got to really plan out your day, know where you're going to get your meal, and just try to stay in balance as much as you can. So, you know, some great matches tonight, and there's only one quarterfinal match that everyone will have their eyes on, literally. Number 2 seed Roger Federer taking on number 12 seed Richard Gasquet. Gasquet knocked out Berdych in the round of 16. Of course, Federer coming off his victory against Isner. Last year, when Federer lost to the eventual winner, he said he was tired, but the 34-year-old said he is feeling fit and he is ready to pursue his 5th U.S. Open. Federer brings in a 14-2 record against Gasquet, but of course Gasquet is playing strong here at the U.S. Open, and tonight he is our one to watch.
Years ago today, tennis legend Billie Jean King secured her 4th and final U.S. Open championship to a standing room only crowd at the former site of the U.S. Open, Forest Hills. So we're going to rewind the clock and take a look back at today in U.S. Open history. Fandemonium. It's time for some games. We've got two fabulous contestants here. What's your name?
Natanya.
And?
Angela.
Okay, this is how the game works. You are going to match the player with their respective country. So Tim and I are going to name a player. You tell me which country they are representing. Okay, ready?
Yes.
You guys ready to play?
Yeah.
Okay, now the first 1 to 3 correct answer wins a prize. Okay, presented
this,
by our
Angela.
friends at Westin. You guys ready to play?
Yes.
All right, all you got to do is get 3 right. Here we go. Bjorn Fratangelo.
Italian.
No! He's American.
American.
No, you have a new one.
You have a new one, not the same one. Victoria Azarenka.
Belarus.
You are correct. There we go. 1 for 1.
All right, Anna Ivanovic.
Serbia.
Very nice. 1-1.
Ekaterina Makarova.
Italian.
No, I'm sorry. She is Russian.
All right, Lucy Safarova.
Russian.
She is Czech. She's from the Czech Republic. I'm sorry.
All right, I believe in you. Kevin Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
South African.
Very
That is
good.
correct. She's got 2. 1 more.
All right, Sarah Irani.
Italian.
Very good. Congrats. All
I
right,
scored
tie
2-2.
score.
All right, a lot of pressure. Next one wins Marina Ekarovic.
Serbian.
No, I'm sorry, New Zealand. New
a
Zealand. That's a tough
Kiwi.
one. That's a tough one.
All right, this one's for the win. You ready?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Richard Gasquet.
France.
Oui, c'est ça, c'est très bon. She is a
Oh, you
winner.
did a great job, though. You did a
Nice
great job.
All right, let's get you your prize.
Congratulations, you get a
from
cool
Westin.
prize from Westin right here.
All right.
And we got a towel. Check this out. This, in case it rains again, you can stay dry with their Westin towel. You can wrap it around you. You can wear it in many different ways. Very useful towel.
Very nice. All right. Congratulations, you guys.
Hey guys, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
And just so you know, a little programming note for you guys. Starting tomorrow, our show moves to 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday and Saturday will be coming at you at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And then on Sunday, we wrap up our U.S. Open coverage. It is our last day, and we'll be on the air at 3 p.m. Eastern.
And if you can't make it out here to the Open, you can check us out at the match point at the Westin in Times Square from today through Friday, 6:30 to 9 p.m. A great place to check out some tennis, have a drink, enjoy Beyond the Baseline, and then watch some matches.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Thanks to our contestants. Thank you, Tim Morehouse. I'm Julie Alexandria. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, Beyond the Baseline. We'll see you later.